Hi guys, I'm Lisa. Welcome back to the channel, and happy Halloween. I'm uploading a little early this week because I promised you guys that I would announce the winners of our 1,000 Strong giveaway on October 31st. Now if you're here for the giveaway, I left a timestamp so that you can skip ahead if you want, although I hope you'll watch the whole thing because it really helps me out when you do. If you're in the federal sector, I would strongly encourage you guys to stick around till the very end because I have a special surprise for you. I was browsing a list this week of lawsuits filed by EEOC on behalf of employees. The first few cases that I read creeped me out. I found two horrific things that should never happen to anybody in the workplace. So in the spirit of Halloween, I wanted to share the scary with you guys. I'm going to keep my examples today very brief, but I think it's important for all of us to realize that this kind of stuff is still going on in our workplaces today in America. And if you have horrific stories of your own that you want to share, drop them in the comments. I'd definitely like to read them. And I also have a treat for you guys. Tips that I want to share with you that bystanders can use to interrupt these bloodsuckers and limit the amount of harm that they can do. Eventually these vampires are going to come for all of us if we let them continue to get by with what they're doing right now. Keep in mind as we go through this that YouTube frowns on certain phrases and keywords, so I'm going to have to use some creative language to share these stories with you. But I think you'll understand. In just the last month, EEOC has filed suit against Lakeside Plastics on behalf of African American workers who were subjected not just to racial slurs and derogatory names, but actual threats of physical harm. And quite a few of those threats involve things like Nazi symbols, Confederate flags, and nooses. Surely nooses are rare, I thought before I went down that rabbit hole. But actually I found a disturbing number of cases where black workers are threatened with nooses, including this one, EEOC versus CCC, with a Halloween theme. Allegedly, multiple supervisors at CCC threatened black men with nooses. And the king jerk at CCC told one black worker that he didn't have to dress up for Halloween. He said, "I'll just put on a sheet and put a noose around your neck and we can walk down the street together." And unfortunately, it doesn't stop there. Recently, 26 warehouse workers at Amazon in Joliet, Illinois, received end-of-life threats from white coworkers. What kind of a monster do you have to be to threaten another person just for being different from you? And an even better question is, what kind of business spends hundreds of thousands of dollars defending that monster? Also in the last month, EEOC filed suit against Goodsell Wilkins, where Latina women, mostly Spanish-speaking, were harassed with unwanted physical contact, lewd comments, graphic name-calling, and even threats to SA them. Down this rabbit hole, in addition to the many cases I found where female workers are physically touched against our will, I found a disturbing number of cases where teenage workers were actually SA'd on the job. And there are also many cases where LGBTQ workers were subjected to this kind of harassment and even assault. Told you it was scary, and the scariest part of all is that our employers actually spend small fortunes defending these jerks. And abusive supervisors know that, so a lot of them don't even try to hide it anymore. So now let's talk about the small treat that I promised you guys. Bystander intervention doesn't always work like we saw with George Floyd, but in situations where the perp is a coworker who doesn't hold a position of power, it can be super effective. Even if all we can do is give the victim a chance to move to a safer space and away from the hostility right now, that's something. I found two basic strategies for this: distracting and delegating. Distracting is simple. All we have to do is talk to either the victim or the perpetrator about something else, anything else besides what they're doing right now. You can always ask the victim to come help you with something urgent. Make something up if you have to. Delegating just means enlisting the help of another individual or a group to create a safe space for the victim. If you work in a place where this kind of harassment and abuse is common, maybe you could do some preliminary work to create a group that can come together to create safe spaces whenever it's necessary. And if you do decide to intervene at work, make sure that you document it as opposition to discrimination. That way, if your employer decides to retaliate against you, you'll be able to show what they're retaliating for. It can be scary to stick out our neck for somebody else, but until we all have equal rights, none of us really does. And standing together makes us stronger. Which brings me to the main event today, our 1,000 Strong t-shirt giveaway. Since I did promise you a hat, and I did promise you a Halloween costume, I have put some random scraps of paper into my weird Halloween hat, and those are our winners. So this is all for show, and I will use the random number generator later this evening and drop the names of the winners right here. So there's the Halloween costume. And now for my federal subscribers who have stuck with me through this whole video, I have that surprise I promised you. Inform Fed provides expert consulting and support to those affected by important federal personnel or labor matters. Discipline, adverse actions, probationary terminations, the EEOC process, Merit Systems Protection Board appeals, and a wide range of other issues. No matter what it is, they can help you plot a course through the tangle of red tape that goes with federal employment issues. And I'm happy to announce that Inform Fed has given me the opportunity to help other feds who are in need by gifting you some real, personalized help that you can use in your fight. Over the next few months, I'll be giving away several one-hour consults with Inform Fed. Each consult will include a detailed review of your documents and an assessment of your options in your specific situation. I'll be announcing the rules and criteria for these giveaways in next week's video. I'm really excited about this. It gives me a chance to do something real and meaningful for you guys. Something more than just talking about the fight. Maybe I can actually help arm a few of you for your fight. And I'm working on more of these kinds of opportunities. I've been asking YouTube attorneys that I think are good to donate an hour or two of their time as well. So if you really want to help the channel, help talk us up to some of those attorneys so that maybe they'll contribute an hour or two of their time to the cause. Dream big or go home. I'll see you guys next week. Till then, take care and hang in. Fight smart.